Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to go into One of Us is Next, Chapter 2, Part 1. These chapters are extremely long, just like the last time we read One of Us is Lying. We had to break up a bunch of them into separate parts, so that's what we are doing here. So, yeah, we're going into Chapter 2, Part 1. So let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, please click off of the video now. You have been warned. Chapter 2. Phoebe, Tuesday, February 18th. The logical part of my brain knows my mother isn't playing with dolls, but it's early. I'm tired and I'm not wearing my contacts yet, so instead of squinting harder, I lean against the kitchen counter and ask, "What's with the dolls?" "They're wedding cake toppers," Mom says, yanking one away from my 12-year-old brother, Owen, and handing it to me. I look down to see a white-clad bride with her legs wrapped around the groom's waist, and some underappreciated artist has managed to pack a lot of lust into their tiny plastic faces. Classy, I say. I should have guessed it's wedding-related. Last week the kitchen table was covered with stationery samples, and before that it was to do-it-yourself floral centerpieces. That's the only one I like that, she says, with a hint of deceiviness. I suppose you have to account for all kinds of taste. Could you put it in the box? She adjusts her chin toward a cardboard box half full of foam peanuts on the counter. I drop the happy couple inside and pull a glass from the cabinet next to our sink, filling it from the tap and finishing the whole thing in 2 long greedy gulps. Cake toppers, huh? I ask. Do people still use those? They're just samples from golden rings, Mom says. Ever since she joined the local wedding planners organization, boxes full of stuff like this show up at our apartment every couple of weeks. Mom takes pictures, makes notes of what she likes, and then packs it back up to send to the next wedding planner in the group. Some of them are cute, though. She holds up one of the bride and groom waltzing in silhouette. What do you think? There's an open box of Eggo waffles on the counter. I pull out the last 2 and pop them into the toaster. I think plastic people on top of a cake isn't really Ashton and Eli style. Aren't they trying to keep things simple? Sometimes you don't know what you want until you see it, Mom says brightly. Part of my job is opening their eyes to what's out there. Poor Ashton. Addie's older sister has been a dream neighbor ever since we moved into this apartment across from them last summer, giving takeout recommendations, showing us which washing machines never eat your quarters, and sharing concert tickets from her job as a graphic designer with the California Center for the Arts. She had no idea what she was getting into when she agreed to help Mom launch a side business in wedding planning by coordinating a few details for upcoming wedding to Eli Kleinfelter. Mom's gone a little overboard. She wants to make a good impression, especially since Eli is something of a local celebrity. He's the lawyer who defended Nate McCauley when Nate was framed for killing Simon Keller, and now he's always being interviewed about some big case or another. The press loves the fact that he's marrying the sister of one of the Bayview Four, so they reference his upcoming wedding a lot. That means free publicity for Mom, including a mention in the San Diego Tribune and an in-depth profile last December in the Bayview Blade, which has turned into a total gossip rag since covering the Simon story, so of course they took the most dramatic angle possible. After heartbreaking loss, Area Widow launches a business based on joy. We all could have done without that reminder. Still, Mom has put more energy into this wedding than just about anything else over the last few years, so I should be grateful for Ashton and Eli's endless patience. Your waffles are burning, Owen says placidly, stuffing a fork full of syrup-soaked squares into his mouth. Shit, I yank my Eggos out of with a whimper of pain as my fingers graze hot metal. Mom, can we please buy a new toaster? This one has gotten completely useless. It goes from 0 to scalding in 30 seconds. Mom's eyebrows come together with a worried look like she always gets when one of us talks about spending money. I noticed that, but we should probably try cleaning it before we replace it. There must be 10 years worth of breadcrumbs built up in there. I'll do it, Owen volunteers, pushing his glasses up on his nose, and if it doesn't work, I'll take it apart. I bet I can fix it. I smile absently at him. No doubt, Brainiac. I should have thought of that first. I don't want you playing around with anything electrical, Owen, Mom objects. He looks affricated. It wouldn't be playing. A door clicks as my older sister Emma leaves our bedroom and heads for the kitchen. There's something I'll never get used to about apartment living, how being on a single floor makes you actually aware of where everyone is all the time. There's nowhere to hide, nothing like our old house, where not only did we have our own bedrooms, but we had a family room and office that eventually turned into the game room for Owen and Dad's basement workroom. Plus, we had Dad. My throat tightens as Emma runs her eyes over the piles of formally clad plastic people on our kitchen table. Do people still use cake toppers? Your sister asked the exact same thing, Mom says. She's always doing that, pointing out threads of similarity between Emma and me, as though acknowledging them will somehow net us back into a tight sisterly unit we were as kids. Emma makes a noise, and I stay focused on my waffle as she steps closer. Could you move? She asks politely. I need the blender. I shift to one side as Owen picks up a cake topper featuring a bride with dark red hair. This looks like you, Emma, he says. All of us Lawton kids are some version of a redhead. Emma's hair is deep auburn, mine is a coppery bronze, and Owen's strawberry blonde, but it was our father who really stood out in a crowd, with hair so orange that his high school nickname was Cheeto. One time when we were at the Bayview Mall food court, Dad went to the bathroom and came back to see an older couple superstitiously checking out my dark-haired, olive-skinned mother and her 3 pale, red-headed kids. Dad plopped down next to Mom and put his arm around her shoulders, flashing a grin at the couple. See, now we make sense, he said, and now 3 years after he died, we don't. If I had to pinpoint Emma's least favorite part of the day, it'd be hard-pressed because there doesn't seem to be a lot that Emma enjoys lately. But having to pick my friend Jules up on the way to school easily ranks in the top 3. Oh my God, Jules says breathlessly when she climbs into the back seat of our 10-year-old Corolla, shoving her backpack ahead of her. I turn in my seat and she whips off her sunglasses to fasten me with a death stare. Phoebe, I cannot stand you. What? Why? I ask, confused. I shift in my seat, smoothing my skirt when it rides up on my thighs. After years of trial and error, I finally found a wardrobe that works best for my body type. A short, flouncy skirt, preferably in a bold pattern, a brightly colored V-neck or scoop neck top, and some kind of stack-heeled bootie. Seatbelt, please, Emma says. Jules clips her belt, still glaring at me. You know why? I seriously do not, I protest. Emma pulls away from the curb in front of Jules' modest split-level house, which is just one street away from where we used to live. Our old neighborhood isn't Bayview's wealthiest by a long shot, but the young couple Mom sold our house to was still thrilled to get a starter home here. Jules' green eyes striking against her brown skin and dark hair pop for dramatic effect. Nate McCauley was at the Cafe Contigo last night and you didn't text me? Oh, well, I turned up the radio so my mumbled response will get lost in Taylor Swift's latest. Jules has always had a thing for Nate. She's a total sucker for the dark, handsome, bad boy type, but she never considered him boyfriend material until Browen Rohays did. Now she circles like a vulture every time they break up, which has caused divided loyalty since I started working at Cafe Contigo and became friendly with Addie, who obviously is firmly on Team Browen. And he never goes out, Jules moans. That was such a missed opportunity. Major friend failure, Phoebe Jeebies. Not cool. She pulls out a tube of wine-colored lip gloss and leans forward so she can see herself in the rearview mirror as she applies a fresh coat. How did he seem? Do you think he's over Browen? I'm going to leave it off right there, and I will see you guys in the next video for part 2. Bye.